Sometimes, the distance starts quietly. A person who used to reply fast suddenly takes hours. Someone who always had something to say now keeps their thoughts to themselves. The energy feels different, colder, quieter, almost like they are slowly stepping back from the world without explaining why. And the confusing part is, they may not even fully understand it themselves. They are not necessarily angry. They are not always trying to hurt anyone. They may simply feel emotionally full, mentally tired, spiritually heavy, or pulled into a private space where they need to figure out what is happening inside them. But here is the question: are you, or someone you know, a zodiac sign that has been pulling away lately? Have you noticed yourself avoiding conversations? Ignoring messages, canceling plans, or feeling like solitude is suddenly safer than connection? Maybe you are not sad in an obvious way, but you feel detached. Maybe you are not giving up on people, but you are tired of explaining yourself. In astrology, these emotional shifts are often connected to deeper planetary patterns. So before you blame yourself, or assume someone no longer cares, there may be something bigger moving beneath the surface. Astrology does not just look at personality. It also looks at timing, cycles, pressure, and emotional seasons. Every zodiac sign has its own natural way of handling stress, but when certain planetary energies become intense, even the most social signs can become quiet. Even the most confident signs can feel uncertain. Even the signs that usually chase connection can suddenly need distance. This is why withdrawal is not always rejection. Sometimes it is a response to an energetic shift that makes people review their lives, question their relationships, and protect their peace more carefully than before. Right now, the collective mood feels more introspective because several slow-moving planetary influences are pushing people inward. Saturn brings lessons, responsibility, boundaries, and emotional maturity. Pluto brings transformation, shadow work, power struggles, and deep psychological truth. Neptune brings confusion, sensitivity, dreams, illusions, and spiritual exhaustion. When these kinds of energies become active, people do not always feel like performing, explaining, socializing, or pretending everything is fine. They start craving silence. They start observing instead of reacting. And for some zodiac signs, that pull toward isolation can feel especially strong. The mistake many people make is assuming that when someone pulls away, it must be personal. They think, they must be mad at me, or they must not care anymore, or maybe I did something wrong. But emotional distance is not always about one person or one relationship. Sometimes, withdrawal becomes a wider pattern because many people are feeling pressure in different areas of life at the same time. One person may be questioning their identity. Another may be overwhelmed by family responsibilities. Another may be tired of emotional drama. Another may be realizing that they have outgrown certain conversations, places, or people. This is why astrology can be useful as a symbolic lens. It gives language to the invisible pressure people feel but cannot always explain. When Saturn is active, people may become more serious, guarded, and selective. When Pluto is active, people may stop tolerating shallow connections and start craving truth. When Neptune is active, people may feel emotionally blurred, drained, or unsure of what they really want. So the challenge is not simply that certain zodiac signs are acting distant. The deeper challenge is that many signs are being pushed to ask, who deserves my energy, and who only had access to me because I never created boundaries. For fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, withdrawal can feel strange because these signs are usually associated with movement, passion, visibility, and bold expression. But when heavy planetary pressure builds, fire signs can burn out. Aries may pull away when they feel like they have been fighting too many battles at once. They do not always announce their exhaustion, sometimes they simply disappear into action, silence, or independence. If Saturn energy is touching Aries themes, it can make Aries question whether they are truly in control or just constantly reacting to pressure. Leo may become distant when they feel unappreciated, misunderstood, or emotionally unseen. People often assume Leo only wants attention, but Leo also needs warmth, loyalty, and genuine recognition. If Leo feels like they are giving light to people who only take from them, they may step back to protect their pride and their heart. Sagittarius may withdraw when life starts feeling too restrictive or emotionally complicated. They need meaning, freedom, and space to breathe. When the energy becomes too heavy, Sagittarius may distance themselves not because they do not care, but because they are trying to rediscover their own sense of direction. For earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, pulling away often happens when life becomes too mentally or practically demanding. These signs do not always express emotional overwhelm dramatically. Instead, they may become quieter, busier, more reserved, or more focused on control. Taurus may withdraw when their sense of stability feels threatened. If relationships, finances, routines, or emotional security feel uncertain, Taurus may retreat into familiar spaces where they can calm their nervous system and avoid unnecessary conflict. Virgo may pull away because their mind is overloaded. They may be analyzing everything, noticing every detail, and trying to fix problems nobody else even sees. When Virgo becomes distant, it is often not because they have stopped caring. It may be because they care too much and are exhausted from carrying invisible responsibilities. Capricorn may withdraw when they feel pressure to stay strong while privately dealing with doubt, fear, or emotional heaviness. They may not want to appear vulnerable before they have processed their own feelings. For earth signs, silence is often not emptiness. It is a private attempt to rebuild structure from the inside. For air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, withdrawal can show up as mental distance before emotional distance. They may still talk, still joke, still appear available, but something feels less present. Gemini may pull away when their mind becomes overstimulated. Too many conversations, too many options, too many expectations, and too much emotional noise can make Gemini suddenly go quiet. Their silence is often a reset button. They need space to sort their thoughts before they can explain what they are feeling. Libra may withdraw when relationships become unbalanced. Libra often tries to keep peace, but peacekeeping can become exhausting when they are always adjusting themselves to avoid conflict. If Libra starts pulling away, they may be realizing that harmony should not require self-abandonment. Aquarius may become distant when they feel emotionally crowded or misunderstood. Because Aquarius processes life through ideas, observation, and independence, they may step back when people demand emotional responses before they are ready. For air signs, withdrawal is often about gaining perspective. They need distance not to disconnect forever, but to understand what is true without everyone else's noise. For water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, withdrawal is often deeply emotional. These signs absorb moods, memories, tone, atmosphere, and unspoken tension. Cancer may pull away when they feel emotionally unsafe. They may still care deeply, but if they sense rejection, coldness, or inconsistency, they may retreat into their shell before someone gets the chance to hurt them more. Cancer's distance is often protection, not punishment. Scorpio may withdraw when they sense betrayal, dishonesty, emotional games, or loss of control. Scorpio does not always confront immediately. Sometimes they observe in silence, gathering truth, watching patterns, and deciding whether someone can still be trusted. Pisces may pull away when reality feels too harsh or emotionally overwhelming. With Neptune-related sensitivity, Pisces can feel everything too deeply and need solitude to separate their own emotions from everyone else's. For water signs, isolation can become a spiritual and emotional cleansing process. They are not always avoiding love. Sometimes they are trying to stop drowning in everything they have been feeling. The deeper reason many signs may be feeling withdrawn is connected to the slower, heavier planets. Saturn asks difficult questions. Where are your boundaries weak? Where are you avoiding responsibility? Where have you been giving energy without structure? Saturn does not usually create light, easy emotions. It brings maturity through pressure. So when people feel more serious, distant, or selective, Saturn may symbolize that inner need to stop wasting time on what no longer supports growth. Pluto, on the other hand, does not allow people to stay on the surface. Pluto energy digs into hidden fears, control issues, buried resentment, and emotional truth. Under Pluto's influence, people may become less tolerant of fake closeness. They may stop entertaining shallow conversations. They may feel drawn to solitude because transformation is rarely comfortable in public. Neptune adds another layer by blurring certainty. It can make people feel tired, confused, nostalgic, or spiritually sensitive. When Neptune is strong, withdrawal can come from emotional fog. People may not know exactly what they feel, only that they need quiet until the picture becomes clearer. Here is the real turning point: these zodiac signs are not just pulling away because they are cold, dramatic, moody, or difficult. Many of them are pulling away because they are being pushed into a deeper relationship with themselves. The collective theme is energetic subtraction. Less noise. Less pretending. Less forced connection. Less emotional performance. Less access for people who only show up when they need something. This is not just isolation. For many people, it is a boundary awakening. Saturn is asking for maturity. Pluto is asking for truth. Neptune is asking for spiritual clarity. Together, these energies can make people feel like they cannot keep living on autopilot. They cannot keep replying when they are drained. They cannot keep smiling when something feels wrong. They cannot keep staying available to people who do not value their presence. So the withdrawal may look negative from the outside, but inside, something important is happening. A person may be learning who they are without constant validation, who they trust without illusion, and what kind of life actually feels emotionally honest. If someone in your life has been pulling away, the first instinct may be to chase, pressure, or demand answers. But astrology reminds us that timing matters. Some people need space before they can speak clearly. Some need silence before they can return honestly. Some are not trying to abandon anyone, they are trying to understand themselves without external pressure. The best thing you can do is notice the difference between healthy solitude and emotional avoidance. Solitude creates clarity. Avoidance creates confusion. The two can look similar, but they do not feel the same, and if you are the one pulling away, ask yourself what your silence is trying to tell you. Are you tired? Or are you afraid? Are you healing, or are you hiding? Are you creating boundaries, or are you punishing people without explaining your needs? This is where growth begins. Withdrawal becomes powerful when it leads to self-awareness. It becomes destructive when it becomes a wall nobody can pass through. The lesson is not to isolate forever. The lesson is to understand why your soul is asking for space in the first place. So, if you or someone you know has been feeling more distant lately, it may not be random. The astrological themes point toward introspection, emotional review, boundary setting, and deep internal transformation. Saturn can make people more serious about their energy. Pluto can make them face truths they once avoided. Neptune can make them crave silence because their inner world feels too loud. Together, these influences can create a season where many signs feel less social, less available, and more protective of their emotional space. But this phase is not only a challenge. It can also be an opportunity. Sometimes the quiet season is where people finally hear themselves. Sometimes distance reveals what closeness was hiding. Sometimes pulling away is not the end of connection, but the beginning of a more honest one. So do not fear every period of silence. Use it. Reflect. Reset. Reconnect with yourself. Because when this phase passes, the people who return with clarity will not return as the same version of themselves. They will return wiser, stronger, and more aware of what their energy is truly worth. Now I want to hear from you. Have you been feeling distant, withdrawn, or more private lately? And if so, what is your zodiac sign? Drop it in the comments, because you may be surprised how many people with the same sign are experiencing the same emotional shift. Also, tell me whether your withdrawal feels peaceful, confusing, protective, or necessary. Sometimes seeing other people describe the same feeling helps us realize we are not alone in what we are going through, and if this video helped you understand yourself or someone close to you, make sure to subscribe for more astrology insights that go deeper than surface-level horoscopes. This channel is about understanding the hidden emotional patterns behind each zodiac sign. Also, check out my video on how each zodiac sign deals with solitude, because that will show you exactly what each sign does when they are alone with their thoughts. Your sign may reveal more than you think, especially in the moments when you choose silence over explanation.